Okay, fifth clip. Let's hope this is the last one, okay? So now I'm going to do with brackets where you do have to collect like terms. So again, I'm referring to exercise 2F, page 540. Oh, I missed the 3. 533. Okay, let's have a look at question. Let's go to question 8. And let's look at, say, question E. 8E. Now, 8E says 5 outside of 4K plus 2 plus K equals 31. Okay? Now, this is why I want you to start expanding the brackets every time you see brackets. Because although you can do it the other way around when they're simple, once they get more complicated like this, you need to actually expand your brackets first. So we need to consider that and that, and we know that there's a times in the front there. Okay, so when we expand this part here, the first thing to remember is that this has got nothing to do with this plus k here on the end. Okay, it's important, it's part of the equation, but when we expand the brackets, it's got nothing to do with that plus k, it's just sitting there. So let's go ahead and expand these brackets. Okay, so 5 times 4k is 20k, plus 5 times 2 is 10. And as I said, that k is just sitting there. We can't forget it, but it's just sitting there, equals 31. Now, we've expanded the brackets, but what's different this time is we actually have some like terms. We have some terms here that can come together. So like terms have to have the same pronumeral part. This has a k, that's got a k. These terms can come together. Now remember, the sign in front is the one that's connected to it. So if we've got 20k plus another k, that is actually 21k. Plus the 10 is equal to 31. Now that we've come this far, we've actually got something like you've been dealing with all along. So what happened to the k? It got times by 21, and then we had 10 added to it. How do we undo it? We minus 10, and we divide by 21. So let's go through. We minus 10 on both sides. 10 minus 10 goes, we're left with 21. K is equal to 31. Minus 10 is 21. So we've done that. Now we need to divide by the 21 from both sides. 21 on that side, 21 on that side. K is equal to 21 over 21 is 1. We've done that, we've got the answer. So we've expanded the brackets and collected like terms. Okay, so let's do another one out of the textbook. We've got, let's have a look at H. H says 44 equals 4F plus 4 outside of 2F plus 2. Okay, so we've got brackets. When we see brackets, we're going to expand them. So that 4 is connected to that. There's a times in there. That's the expanding brackets. These expanding brackets have nothing to do with this 4F out here. We can't get rid of it, but it's not part of the expanding brackets. So when we go to write our next line, we have to just say, so we've got 44 on the left-hand side equals, that 4F's just sitting there waiting, we'll worry about it later, plus, now we expand our brackets. So 4 times 2F is 8F, plus 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, have a look at what you've got here. Do you have anything that you can bring together? Do you have any like terms? We've got 4F and 8F. Okay, they are like terms, they can come together. So let's bring them together. So 44 on the left-hand side stays that way. 4F plus 8 more F is 12F plus 8. Now we're back to something you've seen before. What happened to the F? Got times by 12, had 8 added. How do we undo that? We minus 8, we divide by 12. So let's take away 8 from both sides. 44 minus 8 is 36, and 8 minus 8 goes, equals 12f. Okay, so we've done that with minus 8. The last thing to do now is divide by 12. Divide by 12, divide by 12. 36 divided by 12 is 3. 12 over 12 is a fraction over a fraction. So the same number over itself in a fraction, it disappears. 33 equals, 3 equals f, and we write f first. F equals 3. All done. So that's without having to worry about negative signs much. Let's do them now where we have to worry about negative signs. I'm just going to make these up. Okay, so let's do another one here. So what if I have 5p minus 2 outside of 3p plus 1 equals 15. Okay, so this is probably going to be a yucky answer. I haven't done it, I've just made it up. But let's have a look. We've got the 2 is connected to this, and there's a times in there. And the thing to remember is it's not just 2 that's out the front, it's minus 2 out the front. So this one is very tricky. Okay, people get this sort of one wrong all the time. So let's go ahead and expand the brackets. So remember what I said before, that these here, this is what I want to expand, and it's got nothing to do with 5p sitting at the front, it's just sitting there. So when we go to expand the bracket, we can't forget the 5p, it's going to stay there, it's just going to sit there for the moment. Now we have to go minus 2 times 3p. Minus 2 times 3 is minus 6, and we need the p. Now we need to do minus 2 times minus 1. That's minus 2 equals 15. Okay, have a look. Do we have any like terms? Are there anything that can come together? So we've got the 5p and the minus 6p, because remember the sign that's in front is connected to it. So can we bring that together? Yep, 5p minus 6p is minus 1p, or just minus p, same thing. Minus 2 equals 15. Okay, now this is a good one because it has, I'm going to write it in a different colour. I'm going to write that 1 there, minus 1p in pink, because we don't say minus 1p usually, but there is a 1 there. There is a minus 1 times p there. So now when we do the reverse arrows, which not everyone needs to do, but you think about, well, what happened to the p? That times 1 minus 1. And then we had minus 2 was taken away from it. So to undo it, we have to add the 2 first and then divide by minus 1. So let's go over here. Let's add the 2. Add the 2 to that side. Add the 2 to that side. Minus 2 plus 2 goes. What am I left with? Minus 1p equals 2 plus 15 is 17. So I've done that. Now the last thing to do is divide by minus 1. Divide by minus 1. Minus 1 over minus 1 goes. I'm left with p is equal to 17 over minus 1 is minus 17. And that is done. So that means 3 times minus 17. I don't know what that is off the top of my head. Minus 51, I think. Plus 1. Anyway, you substitute it all in, is what I should say, and you'll get, it should equal 15 if I've got the right answer. I've done both of those. Okay, let's do one more like that. I'm going to do one over here. Let's do, I won't put a minus at the front, I'll put a minus in there. So let's do 7 outside of 3m minus 4 plus 16 equals, let's say 50. Okay, looking here, what have we got? There's a times there, and that goes like that. We've got to expand the brackets. This here has got nothing to do with that, but we can't forget the plus 16. So let's go ahead and do the next line. So 7 times 3 is 21m, minus 7 times 4 is 28, plus 16, because it's just sitting there, it's not part of the brackets, is equal to 50. Okay, have we got anything that we can bring together? Okay, have a look. Is there anything here that can come together? I'm going to use a different colour. This time we don't have any like terms that are the letters, because there's no other terms with letters, but we do have like terms that are just numbers. So that number is minus 28 and that number is 16. So minus 28 plus 16 is equal to minus 12. So this next line would say 21m minus 12 is equal to 50. So now we're back to where you've been before. You've got something that happened to the m and then you can undo it. So what happened to the m? It got times by 21 and then you had subtracted 12. So to undo that, you plus the 12 and then divide by 21. So let's plus the 12 first to both sides, plus 12 plus 12. 21m is equal to 50 plus 12, which is 62. So I've done that. Now we have to divide by 21. Divide by 21, divide by 21. 21 just goes. I'm left with m is equal to, going to be very nice, 61 over 21, 2 and 20 21st. That's fine, that's the answer. Sometimes the answers are not nice whole numbers. And that means if you substitute in 2 equals 20 over 21 into that equation, 3 times that minus 4 times 7 plus 16, you should get 50. That is the end.